G'day there guys, won't you please be my neighbor? Back at it again with another episode of r/Am I the A-hole. Now if you love me like I love you, I want you to sit back, relax, chuck a like on this video, and enjoy the content. Posted by user Bridezilla13, titled, Am I the a-hole for threatening to ban my brother from my wedding because he plans on proposing to his girlfriend during the reception? I, 25 male, am getting married in December. My fiancée, 24 female, and I are both very excited and busy planning, and this incident is making things much more stressful. A couple weeks ago, I was talking about the wedding with my brother, 30 male, and he asked if it'd be okay for him to propose to his girlfriend at our wedding. I laughed and said, yeah, sure, if you want to get your ass handed to you by my fiancée. He laughed and I figured he got the message. The other day, my fiancée came to me, in tears, saying that my brother had called her and thanked her for letting him propose at the wedding. She told him that had never happened, and he wasn't allowed to do that, and he just laughed and thanked her again. I called my brother back and asked him what was going on. He's insisting that he's going to propose to his girlfriend at the wedding. He claims it's getting even for when I announced our engagement at the same family dinner he brought his girlfriend to meet the family. I had no idea, they arrived separately, and she got there after I had made the announcement. I told him if he doesn't get it through his head that he is absolutely not allowed to propose, both him and his girlfriend won't be allowed into the wedding at all, and if he tries to pull a stunt, he will be kicked out immediately. He didn't take it well, and told the whole family. My fiancée and I have been getting calls and messages from them telling us how crappy we are for doing that. How dare I turn my back on my brother? He's also now blaming me for spoiling the proposal to his girlfriend and the family, because if I hadn't been such an ass, he wouldn't have had to break the news to the family like this. I still stand by what I did. I don't think I was out of line at all, but my fiancée thinks we should have just let him propose to avoid conflict. I know it means a lot to her that everyone gets along and that there's no hard feelings, especially since she's feeling stressed as is. But I don't want to give in to my brother. Am I the a-hole? Edit. Thanks for all your responses. I didn't expect this to get this many comments. To address something, while I understand the intent behind the suggestions, my fiancée and I will not be telling my brother that we'll announce a pregnancy at his wedding in retaliation. We are unable to conceive, and this is a sore subject to us. Ooh, okay, jeez. I'm gonna go with not the a-hole. The brother seems to think that you guys are joking at every twist and turn in this story. I don't get why he doesn't take no as a no. I mean, you didn't give him a straight no, like initially. You said, haha, she wouldn't be happy with that, I wouldn't do it, and he's like, haha, cool. And then your fiancé was like, haha, no, crying time. And he's like, haha, thank you. So yeah, basically, I don't know what's going on in that boy's head, but he needs to get the message through his thick skull. And I don't think you're the a-hole for being steadfast on your position on this. Not the a-hole. It's your wedding. Besides, proposing at a wedding is super awkward. Like, the wedding is about the couple, not someone who's going to be getting married in the future. And he's being a total ass about it. And they both clearly said no. If he can't respect that simple of boundaries, then he is not going to make good husband material. Not the a-hole, it's your special day and one that is going to be filled with good memories for you. Don't let your brother spoil that day for you and your significant other. Update. Am I the a-hole for threatening to ban my brother from my wedding because he plans on proposing at the reception? Firstly, thank you all so much for the crazy response on my original post. Totally unexpected, but very much appreciated by my fiancé and I. As I mentioned a couple of times in the comments of my original post, my fiancé and I wrote up a Facebook post to explain the situation to our families, but mostly mine, including screenshots of texts with my brother. I decided I didn't want to link the post here, as it feels a little too personal to be slapping on Reddit. Sorry. As expected, once the family heard our side of the story and put everything together, many of them changed their tune. Most of the family members who had been calling me an a-hole ended up apologizing and siding with me and my fiancé. My brother was livid. He called me about an hour after the post went up and demanded that I take it down because I made him look bad. He said he was being unfairly attacked and even blamed me for his girlfriend breaking up with him. My brother has formally been banned from the entire wedding, and we've asked any family members who continue to side with him to RSVP that they will not be attending. Our parents are not happy with the turnout, and my mother has decided she won't be attending my wedding because of how I'm alienating my brother during an important event. I don't mind. I've never been very close with her, and while it is a bit sad that she's choosing my hard-headed brother over my wedding, I still have my father's full support. My brother's, now ex-girlfriend, is still invited and got promoted to bridesmaid because of how helpful and supportive she's been to my fiancé. Hopefully this is the last issue we'll run into during wedding planning. I hope this update lives up to any expectations. I never expected I would be in this situation, but I'm glad so many people on this sub got a kick out of it, and very grateful for the advice and support that I received. And about the making him look bad, Laquilla says, well yeah, it certainly did make him look bad because he was behaving badly. But narcissists don't like their perfect image spoiled in public. Same for your mother. You've ruined the whole happy families and perfect mother fantasy she insists you all play along with. Have a lovely wedding. And jumping onto the top comment here, to add that OP really should consider preparing for having to either turn away or kicking out people at the venue, in the case that either the mother or the brother try to do something. Wouldn't put it past the two of them to try to ruin it, or have someone else try to. The ex-girlfriend, what a queen. Glad you sorted it all out. Happy nuptials, dude. She's the real MVP, lol. Kudos to OP and his fiancée for including her in the wedding. If I found out my boyfriend was going to propose at his brother's wedding, I would be horrified too, as any reasonable person would. Man, it always upsets me when parents act like your mum did, punishing people for not keeping the peace, aka letting themselves be a doormat. They always punish the boat stabilizer instead of the boat rocker. Kick the boat rocker off the damn boat instead. Posted by user AmiTheA stepson prob, titled, Am I the a-hole for cancelling my stepson's birthday because he facepalmed me? And yes, we've covered this, but there is an update. I married my son 2 years ago, and my relationship with my stepson, who's 12, has never been well. We tried everything, but nothing seems to work. His behavior towards me is so terrible. He shouts at me, swears at me, and calls me the worst mother ever. His 13th birthday is tomorrow, and since my daughter's birthday is only 10 days apart, we usually celebrate them both in the same day. They are fine with it. I asked my stepson who he has invited, and that's when he facepalms, the gesture, and tells me that he's already answered this question before in the worst tone ever. This is where I lost it, and told him that because of his attitude, I am going to cancel his birthday tomorrow. At first he didn't believe me, since it's not the first time I intend to punish him without actually doing it in the end. But this time I was serious. And to prove it to him, I called his grandparents and told them his birthday got cancelled. He started crying, begging me not to cancel, but I told him it's too late. I got berated by his grandparents because of this, and they told me that I don't have the right to cancel his birthday. As his mother, I'm pretty sure I can do what I want though, but they weren't listening to me. They even told me that tomorrow they are coming to his birthday with the gifts, even after I told them not to bother, because I won't open the door. Am I the a-hole here? Yes. First off, you're his stepmother, not his mother, and you don't have the right to do that just because he facepalmed. Your lack of memory and remembering skills doesn't give you the right to give him a lack of birthday party, crazy lady. That's not on. You should feel ashamed of yourself because you are the a-hole here and trying to get the grandparents to side with you. What's wrong with you? In what universe was this going to work? You're the a-hole. Update, am I the a-hole for cancelling my stepson's birthday because he facepalmed me? A lot of you have DM'd me for an update, and since things are getting better between me and my son, I decided to let you know how things are going. Since many of you have called me an a-hole, And after the conversation I had with my husband and his parents, I realized that I did indeed overreact, and I shouldn't have made such a harsh punishment. Some of you suggested if his attitude persists, I should find other ways to punish him, like not allowing him on the laptop, let him do some homework, etc., and I'll start doing these sorts of punishments if needed. Unfortunately, due to me not contacting his friends on time, his birthday party still didn't happen on his birthday. It was postponed 2 days later, but my daughter still got to celebrate her birthday on that day. My son was obviously really upset, and in the morning he came to me and was on the verge of crying, asking me if I did actually cancel his birthday party. I told him that, unfortunately, his friends already made plans, but if he behaves, I will still do his birthday after 2 days. Surprisingly, he was really polite with me these days, probably because he really wanted his birthday party. But I am really happy to see that he stopped raising his voice at me and stopped with these rude gestures such as face-palming. His grandparents were also really upset at me, and they ended up arranging the party for him instead, as they said I am too irresponsible. Both birthday parties ended up being successful, and until now I still haven't had any severe arguments with him, and I'm really happy with the way things are going. Thank you to everyone who sent me DMs to support me and provide me tips, especially the stepmothers who were going through similar problems. So just to be clear, 1. You did cancel his party. 2. When he asked you about it on the morning of the party, you told him his friends had already made plans, which was actually because you didn't contact them. And 3. His grandparents had to arrange it because they rightly judged that you're too irresponsible for this. You sound like an evil stepmother from a children's book. Did you apologize to him at least? It doesn't sound like you did. This isn't about finding other punishments. Who the hell punishes someone over face-palming himself? This is about you not treating him properly. There's just so much wrong here, and your update makes it clear that you do not understand what's wrong. I truly hope that his father comes back, edit from doctoring in a pandemic, and divorces her ass after seeing her true colors. She had her daughter's birthday party on her stepson's actual birthday, and she refused to apologize for cruelly overreacting. Did she even do anything for him on his birthday? A cupcake with a candle? Wish him a happy birthday? Or did he have to clean up his stepsister's party as extra punishment? She really is the wicked stepmother, Lady Tremaine of Cinderella fame. From the sounds of it, the father has just abandoned his kid with this woman, so he's actually worse than her. Maybe he could move in with his grandparents. He would be better off there than with his a-hole stepmom. She doesn't even treat him like a mum should. Oh my god. You still haven't gotten it through your head that a birthday isn't something to hold over a child's head. When he came and asked you if you cancelled it, instead of apologizing and telling him you overreacted and having a conversation like any sane adult would, you still used the birthday party as blackmail. I promised him if he behaved, it would happen 2 days later. What the actual? Lady, get your head out of your ass. You're the a-hole in general with him. When I was a kid, I saved up a bunch of money and bought a Game Boy. Basically all the money I had made, I had saved until I was 8. I loved that Game Boy. My dad knew that I loved the Game Boy I had earned, and he would threaten to take it away, not just if I misbehaved, but if I did something he didn't personally like, or if I didn't want to do something with him. One day, he came into my room, and I was playing my Game Boy, and he said he wanted me to play a game with my little brother. He threatened to take away my Game Boy if I didn't care. He also started to tease me about how I liked the Game Boy and he could take it away anytime he wanted. I threw it out the window. I learned at a very early age that I would rather not have access to something than have someone hold it over my head. Posted by user Boombox. Titled, Would I be the a-hole if I break the promise to donate food to poor people? Hi all. No native speaker, on mobile, yada yada. Last Saturday morning, I was laying in my bed surfing social media. I have found a post where an organization, kinda unofficial, Was looking for a person that can drive to a town and buy food for a couple who was out of money and struggling. I was somehow nearby, like an hour drive, and since I know how it is to be poor and hungry, and I'm relatively well off now, I have decided to help. So I went down to the town, hit the grocery store. They said they couldn't come because of health reasons, ? And I bought food for like 1.5 weeks. They've been very happy and thankful. I was glad to help and I went back home. Later, they wrote me a message thanking me again. I told them that if they are ever in this situation again, like emergency again, I would be glad to help. Today I received another message from them asking whether I could do this again this month since money is tight again. In my country, the money comes every first of each month. I had a strange feeling. My boyfriend says that I shouldn't do it again, but I'm a person that stands to their word. So would I be the a-hole if I don't donate? I guess this is a very broad and interesting one. If your gut feeling in this instance is telling you not to, I would go with your instincts, even if the backlash, is severe, even if it is a true situation. If your body and your peers, as a result of what you've told them, are telling you, I wouldn't do it, I would trust that and then go from there. So I don't think you're the a-hole if you don't donate. Not the a-hole. You helped out and can always help out again in the future if cash is too tight. You are not obligated to do it every month. Help out when you can. Not the a-hole. Donate when you can and when you want. Good on you for doing that. Not the a-hole. You volunteered through this organization, but did not sign up to be their personal grocery service. I would reach out and say you can't do it again right now. No explanation or equivocation. Suggest they contact that org again for assistance. Info. What do you mean by strange feeling? OP says, at the beginning, I found it odd they couldn't come with me to the grocery store and help buying the food, despite the fact that they're 2 young men and they refused to call me at the beginning, just messaging. I thought they're just ashamed. Now they're asking me to do it again while the groceries I bought aren't even consumed. So my feeling or fear is getting exploited by them. No a-holes here. You fulfilled your initial promise to get them food and did so less than a week ago. If you're uncomfortable or worried, you should listen to that feeling. Updates. Would I be the a-hole if I break the promise to donate food to poor people? I love the Am I the a-hole updates, so here is mine. The 2 guys who needed the food had strange reasons why they won't have enough money this month. I didn't believe them and researched stuff, and it just didn't add up. I talked to the guy who organizes the whole charity thing, and he had 1,000 weird reasons why all the factors could still add up. It wasn't comprehensible, and in the end he just said, well, but they're still poor, so... I've had this strong impression that he's kind of just a dreamer with a savior complex. So I ended the call and was just ticked. I've bought food for like 80 euros, 94 American dollars, and that's a lot. I have followed the poor guy's Twitter. It was organized over this, since I'm curious sometimes. And one day they started complaining about people asking why they can't handle money and why they are so organized. So there's that. There are enough charities, so I'm supporting the homeless now since these are the ones who obviously need it the most. That's a really weird update, but okay. If their reasons aren't adding up, I would just donate the food you bought to a local food bank. I think this is a misunderstanding. That's the amount I've paid when I bought groceries for the first time. I refuse to buy some more after. I used to work as a support worker for people in need. And unfortunately, most of the time, poor people aren't good with money. There are so many reasons for this. Vices, alcohol, gambling, video games, etc., and or mental health issues can both prevent a person from working and also prevent them from budgeting correctly. It's a bit infuriating to see someone who can't afford rent and food buying a new tank for their pet python. Yes, that happened. But judging them isn't okay because this is how they deal with the crap show that is their lives, and money management is a skill that they don't possess and may be unable to possess without help. OP says, I didn't mention it, but I asked them whether I can help them budgeting. since this is a part of my profession and they refused. I'm not judging them for being poor, or that they somehow have to cope with their crappy situation, nor do I demand an explanation for anything. But I expect honesty when they choose to share some information. That's why I'm actually taken aback. Same for the charity guy. Just be freaking honest with me. I think that's just the least thing that they can do in return. Alright guys, that's where I'm going to end today's video. I really do hope you enjoyed it, and maybe even learned something that you didn't know before. If you haven't already, please do feel free to click that like button, as it really does help me in the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't already and you loved today's video, please feel free to subscribe. I would love it a lot. Also, big shout out to all my Patreon members and channel subscribers. You guys are all up on the screen right now. I love you. I love your faces. Also, I love seeing you guys all chatting down below in the comments. It brightens my day to see the stories that you guys share and just the kind words you guys always have for my videos, as well as everyone else in the videos. I love you too. But honestly, your ongoing support means the world to me, and I just love it so much that you guys were able to support a career for myself that I invest so much time into. And you guys honestly motivate me to work harder each and every day to put more love into the videos for you guys. If you guys have watched this far in the video and you haven't already subscribed on Patreon or become a channel member, that's cool, you don't have to, but there are links down below. You can donate any amount of money, pledge that any month, cancel whenever. I'm completely cool with it. It's just there for you to support me if you'd like to go the extra mile. And I'll go the extra mile for you guys by putting out new amazing content every single day. With that said guys, I really hope you have a good day, night, sleep, bath, time at work, whatever you're up to today. This has been Markee. I'll see you in the next amazing video. Bye.